Hello to you all, and that's over 250 subscribers now, so thank you very much for showing your interest. Just going to do a little short, simple little project which is going to involve cleaning the ends of some stock up on the mill, rounding the end of some bars, drilling and tapping a couple of holes. It's really pretty simple, and it should become apparent towards the end what I'm making. So I'll swap to the other camera and we'll start making some swarf. Okay, I've gone into my scrap box, my carefully hoarded piles of useful material, and found myself some, I think this is let's actually take a reading, shall we? Why not? We've got measuring tools, that's what they're for. I noticed Keith Fenner commenting on his digital calipers, that he keeps forgetting to turn them on. This particular pair, which I've had for ages, actually wake up if you move them a few times, which is quite nice. Yeah, so these are just a shade over 5mm thick, and I've got a long one here which is going to be, yeah, that's 3.3, so that's roughly 1/8. Anyway, I've got toolmaker's clamp set up the back here. You can see a little bit better. Yeah, toolmaker's clamp as a chuck stop, sorry, a vice jaw stop. A couple of parallels in there, and the first thing I want to do is just plonk these in there and clean up one end. So we've got a clean end to go against the vice, sorry, the stop, and then we'll make them both the same length. So we want a little bit of lubricant. Go and grab the can off the lathe. Let's see where we are. Thing. Just going to patch off. And that was a sawn end, it was pretty straight, so touching off in a couple of thou and we're done. I'll just break the burrs on this. Okay, now one of these is a little fraction longer than the other. It's this top one there. How do I want to do this? Am I going to... Yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to swap the chuck out for an edge finder and pick up this edge, and we'll make them properly the same length. Okay, so we've got the edge finder in. This is a 10mm edge finder, and it has its own collet. It's always left in there. Come up and see it hit sideways. And the 0. Repeats, and we've got the same reading, so they're happy. And now we know we can come over by 5mm, half the diameter of the edge finder. Okay, that's both our bits of stock the same length, and I want to put 2 holes in these, one up at this far end, one closer to this end, and I want to put it in the middle of the bar, so it's going to be backing with the edge finder, and we'll find the centre. And I'm going to use the inside of the vice jaws rather than the edge of the stock, because they're obviously a ground surface. So the kick doing 0 in line. In the other direction. And put Y and half to find the centre. Diamond back to 0, and there we have the centre. I'll make the stock 25.2mm wide, and I need a hole in this end, which is also going to be the centre of rounding over the end, so that'll need to be 12.6mm in. And I've got a little spotting drill in here. swap that out for a correct tapping size for 5mm. Second hole is at a 115. Of course, we're still at our 115mm position, so I can do the second hole here. Okay, that's our two plates drilled. So I now need to swap the vise out for the rotary table to round the ends. I'm going to have to stop filming for a bit, I think. The weather's a bit fierce. We've got a hailstorm, thunderbolts and lightning, and roof panels crashing around. So I've just got to go and chop the chickens up, make sure they're all safely in bed, and I'll get back to this when it's a little quieter out here. In the end, it only took about 10 minutes for the storm to blow over. Then I had to do some emergency flood recovery. It was the eaves on this workshop are really quite wide and quite low, but the rain was coming in almost horizontally, and was actually one of the windows was leaking, and I had to rescue a load of stuff on the bench and do a little mop up. Anyway, I realised I wanted to make a little change, and let's get into shot here. I wanted this section to be longer, so I've drilled another hole. This hole's not going to affect the operation of what I'm making, so I've done that on both. And I also drilled the holes in the thin long bar. And the next thing I want to do is round the ends over. So I got the little rotary table out. I think this is the 8-inch, and the big one's a 10. This is not a critical high precision job, so I've just got a centre in a collet and the Morse taper centre in the table, and we're going to call that good. So I'll lock the axes and zero the DRO for good measure. Just working out exactly how I want to do this. I want a couple of thin parallels. I'm just using the centre, get it lined up there. that's good enough for what this tool's going to be used for. So I'll do the other two and we'll come back to it again. Okay, well here's the finished item. I'm afraid I lost some of the footage of minor stuff. There's a couple of M5 threads in the lower plate. I've got to shorten that screw down and peen the end because that screw needs to be slightly loose. I've come to the conclusion that I probably shouldn't be out in the workshop today, as I'm really not with it. But anyway, it's come out okay, and it is of course an abrasive strip holder. Need to get the strip lined up, tighten down the screw, and that's on there pretty well. Seems to work pretty well. I could do with polishing these corners off to make it a little more comfortable in the hand, but feels nice. It's got the length about right. Just a tiny little project, and doesn't wreck the paper like the one Tom Lipton of Ox Tool showed on one of his, I can't remember if it's one of his meatloafs or sort of tool review some time back, and I know he made a little clip to go over to stop the screw burying into the paper. Anyway, time to quit. Thanks for watching.